You are here because you want to know about yellow diamonds. And I am here because I want to tell you all about them.
Aquí soltamos ticket y después estamos freaky, yeah.
So you decided to buy a yellow diamond or a yellow diamond ring and you just want to know all about it. Stick around because I will tell you everything you need to know in 6 easy steps. Let's go. Number 1, fancy yellow diamonds go from the scale D all the way to Z. The important part that you have to keep in mind is that yellow diamonds can be the white diamonds. And I know it's confusing, but hear me out here. White diamonds start off really white and are very expensive when they're whitest. They start going to the XYZ on the scale that you all know, and the XYZ on the bottom of that scale are yellow diamonds. They are not fancy, but they're yellow diamonds. They decrease in price from going from D to Z. The fancy yellow diamonds are a scale that starts after the XYZ scale. When the yellow diamonds reach the level of beyond Z, that's when they're fancy. Fancy diamonds go on a different scale. They go from fancy light to fancy, then to fancy intense, then to fancy vivid, and then to fancy dip vivid color. And that's the most expensive and the rarest of all of them. That brings me to point number 2. Fancy cuts only. Fancy diamonds are usually cut in fancy cuts, such as radiant, oval, pear. You're never going to see a round, I shouldn't say never, but you're almost never going to see a round fancy yellow diamond because 1, they're just not cut into round, and 2, they show color better on all other shapes other than round. We have seen some clients who asked for round and it was a mission and a half. It was costing a lot of money because you had to find an actual rough yellow stone in order to cut it in yellow. But I wouldn't even recommend it because in yellow, you really need that color to pop and to show up. And that's not gonna happen in round because round's got too many facets and it's just way too bright with the sparkle. But some people do still enjoy it. Point number 3, clarity. Although in white diamonds, clarity is so important. In yellow diamonds, it is not. I don't want to say that it's not important at all, but you could be very, very forgiving with an SI1 and SI2 looking like a VS. Why that is? Because you've got so much yellow color that the clarity doesn't show as much. One of the most important points to keep in mind is that you have to work with a jeweler that knows how to work with natural colored diamonds. Most jewelers are great jewelers, but not all of them are trained to work with fancy colored diamonds. And if you're thinking, well, what's a big deal? There is a big deal. The big deal is that yellow diamond needs to be properly set with yellow basket, yellow prongs, and on top of that, it needs to be a closed basket. And if you're wondering what a closed basket is, I'll show you right now. Look at this. This basket. You see the bottom is completely closed? In order to bring the color out of that yellow diamond, the best baskets are the ones that are closed on the back. This takes a lot of training to do because you need that basket to be completely closed but not loose. If you can imagine a diamond, the basket needs to be just a little bit more than the diamond itself, but still have some space. So this takes quite a lot of work from the jeweler. So you have to be with an experienced jeweler when you are doing your yellow diamond ring, because only an experienced jeweler that knows fancy color diamonds can bring the color out. Stay tuned because I'm going to share a trick that you'll thank me for. So you are shopping for this yellow diamond or yellow diamond ring. Let's talk about tricks. And this is a good one because remember I showed you that scale at the very beginning? Oh, I didn't show it for nothing. You have on that scale a loophole, is what I call it, of X, Y, and Z, which are white diamonds chart for diamonds that are yellow but not quite fancy. If you're working with experienced jeweler, you could save money by buying yellow diamonds that are at the end of that chart, meaning yellow diamonds that are not fancy yet. And then a jeweler or experienced jeweler can give a basket that's closed, put that diamond in, and intensify. This is totally normal, and it's a procedure in trade. Most jewelers will intensify the yellow color as is. So even if you were to buy a fancy light or fancy yellow diamond, you would still intensify the color, and that just means bringing the color to pop, right? But if you're on a budget and you still want a yellow diamond, please look into buying a white diamond that will be decreased in price because it will be the XYZ diamond, and just putting it in a very, very yellow 18 karat gold with a closed basket, because on your hand it will look like a fancy yellow diamond ring because you just, put in more color into the yellow diamond color and make it pop. But for those of you that are buying fancy yellow or fancy light yellow diamonds, you could do exactly the same thing and use trick number 2 to make your yellow diamond even more yellow. How to do that is to create a white halo. If you have a white halo around your yellow diamond, now white halo does not mean that I'm referring to a color G. Pick the best white diamonds that you could for your budget. If you can pick D and E and F color diamonds for your halo, great, because the intensity of yellow against really, really white diamonds will just make the stone pop like crazy. You have to see how stunning this ring is. See it? Now this client went a little further, because after white halo, they wanted a yellow halo. See that? You can see it's closed. Some of you may ask me, why do we leave a little tiny hole on the back of our baskets? We do this with all our baskets. It's our signature trick, because when you wash every day and wear this diamond, it needs to be clean underneath, and we always put a little hole for all the stuff to drain through when you're washing your hands and so on and so forth. But other than that, the basket is completely closed. It's Margarita Skype, and I hope you enjoyed this video. You're ready to buy your yellow diamond now. And remember, yellow diamonds are super expensive. If you're gonna go for fancy yellow light for 1 carater, it could be around 3,000. But if you're gonna go for fancy deep yellow of the same 1 carater, could be 10 to 15,000, which is a lot of money. So make sure you watch the videos and be conscious when you're buying your yellow diamonds. And I always mention this, but you do know that you need a GIA certificate. Not only GIA, but most of the diamonds come with GIA. It's a good certificate to have because it's the most trustworthy. You can have your 4 C's in there. It should say natural color, which means that the yellow diamond is actual natural, because some canary diamonds is what they're called on the market are not natural. They're just enhanced yellow diamonds. They could look similar, but they will say enhanced color. You need to find a diamond that says natural color and hopefully comes with a GIA certificate. It's Margarita Skype, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Click that subscribe button for more content just like this. And let's go for the close-up of this diamond ring right now. Bien cool para perrear, ya se ve, ahora me enfoco en usted, sabes cómo quiero verte, mami, cómo me quieres ver, soltándolo más, bebé, esta rumba está ten, in the club como 50 Cent, esa Barbie quiere su Ken, ey, ay, bebé, esta rumba está ten, in the club como 50 Cent, esa Barbie quiere su Ken, arriba esa actitud pero el booty para abajo, como le cogí pillo si me le encajo. Baby, te conozco los estados, y es que conmigo se vuelve todo un relajo. La baby no es puppy, aunque tenga Gucci, es pronto una rookie. Es como cartel, menea bien funky. Me dice que tranqui, que después del party nos vamos a ver. La baby no es